Good evening and welcome back to the REGTC. We're in the first of a doubleheader slated for today, Saturday. It is the Attackers FC, and they will be doing battle against the Lymers FC. The Attackers, they are in position. They have their fate in their hands. Will they play Dogs or will they play Lions? Their fate rests in their hands. But this is the first of what is a very, very tough run-in for the Attackers FC. They have to play Lymers today. They play Lions on Tuesday. And next week, they play Dogs. What a run-in this is for a team fighting for their seeding in the playoff coming up after this tournament. They have their fate in their hands. They win out, they are in third. If they don't win out, they are fourth.
Well, the thing about it is the Attackers, they are just 1 point behind Diamond FC with a game in hand. And so they will be hoping that Diamond can drop points. The Diamonds are hoping that the Attackers can drop points and so that they can go further away and can rest comfortable in third position. Both teams, well, for the Diamonds, they really have to win their games and hope. Unlike Attackers' fate lies in their own hand. Diamond is different.
Diamonds needs Attackers to lose.
Indeed.
But Attackers have found form at the most perfect time for them. They win this one. That is 10 unbeaten, 10 on the bounce.
Yes, 1 draw and 9 victories. Oh, that's a run. And that is only second to the Ducks United.
Ducks United. And if Attackers win today, they'll be drawn with Ducks United in terms of their current run. Because the Ducks drew last night. The Ducks would have drawn versus the Roaring Lions. A goalless draw, but definitely an exciting draw.
Indeed. And so we're going to run you through the lineup right about now. The lineup would read, the Attackers would see Javel Brooks, number 14. Is the first whistle, and it's Lymers who gets us running. To run you through the lineup, again, it's Javel Brooks, he's number 14. Number 27 is Sintivala Duke. Number 1 in goal is Randy Gomez. Number 9 is Sean Isaacs. We call him Gaza. Number 6 is the man Tariq Joseph. Number 3, the man is back, Keon Lee. Number 23 is Hassani Mason. Hassani Mason is number 23. Number 26 is Joel Roscoe. Number 19 is Kiroy Reed. Number 2 is Shakroy Reed. Number 10, wearing the captain's armband, is the man Terrence Rogers. We call him Casa.
For the Lymers FC, as they do have a free kick, it is captain and goalkeeper Daniel Bailey, the number 1. Simon Jr. Anthony starts today as well. Damon Bailey, he's in number 13. Sadu Bradshaw is back from his suspension. He's in number 29. Varian Carty, back when the Lymers would need him most. He's in number 16. Rashad Grant, in number 23. Colin Liddy, he's in number 5. Samuel, back in as well for them. He's in number 8. As the man special clears it away. Terry Pompey, he's in number 9. Carlos Richardson, the number 10. And Ian Romney, running up the lineup, he is the number 7.
I'm not sure if the man Kiroy Reed would have seen anybody like Varian Carty. He's a very stubborn, tough cookie.
Formerly a winger, he's a midfielder now, and he's a very good midfielder at that, Varian Carty. This one is lumped along typical Lymers fashion. He's looking to go forward quickly. Well, for the Lymers, they have a number of players, but they're missing the main man. There's no Amoni Gums in the lineup today to start with. Amoni Gums, their goal scorer, their main threat. As this is Junior Anthony, goes back to Liddy. Trying to slide one through cleverly. Back with Liddy now. Bailey. Trying to build this one through the attackers. Attackers, of course, coming away with a 4-2 victory over the Spartans last time out. Richardson. On the Lymers in their last encounter, they have gotten a 2-0 victory over the Roaring Lions. As this Varian trying to break through here. He has good pace and tries to sneak one past Randy at the near post. And Randy does well.
Well, it definitely seemed like it was going out. He got a hand to it. And so it's going to be a corner. Taking no chance there, Randy Gomez. But I tell you what, I was just saying that I'm not sure that in this tournament so far that Kiroi Reid would have met anyone like Varian Carty. Varian Carty, a very tough cookie. Not the biggest of man, but a very, very tough cookie. Corner.
Some played into the back post looking for Sidhu.
In the 4th minute of play, Sidhu has done the trick. My. Sidhu Bracha, it is true.
Back in the lineup, and he gets his side the early advantage in this one. Sidhu Bradshaw rises higher than everyone, and not even the best keeper in this league, Randy Gomez, can keep that one out.
In the 4th minute of play, Lymers has taken a 1-0 lead.
Well, the attackers, they started slowly against the Spartans. They had to turn it on in the second half, and they have started slowly yet again, this time versus the Lymers. It always takes Gaza a bit of time to get himself warm and rearing to go. He usually comes to life in the second half. He will have to come to life a lot earlier because Lymers, they are no Spartans. They are on a high. They just beat Lions. They are on a high. They are playing with their tails up.
They are looking for the killer shot.
Mason goes back to Gomez, and Gomez uncharacteristically got that one horribly wrong, and he's gone down as well.
And for the attackers, there are no substitute keeper as we are seeing on that bench.
Yes, indeed, because Akeem Tittle would have been the backup keeper. He's transferred to the Eagle Claw.
Indeed. And so they will hope for the benefit of
We do know that the man, Wabi Khalid Brooks, he can do a job in goal. I saw him, was it last season for the attackers when Randy Gomez was off and Akeem Tittle had to work. Khalid Brooks did a pretty good job in goal for the attackers, and he can do a job if necessary, but he is the emergency keeper. Gomez got that one completely wrong and went down in pain.
Yes. Seemed to have done something to his back. That doesn't look good, that lower back. When it hurts, it really hurts. I'm a living testimony about back pain.
That makes two of us.
Wow. Not looking good at all. But we would hope that he will be able to continue. The man, Randy Gomez, keeper for the attackers.
Best keeper in this league by a fair distance in my estimation, Randy Gomez. Some of the saves he can pull off. I've not seen anyone really pull off since Colin Liddy was in his prime for the Roaring Lions.
He's back to his feet. He's back to his feet.
I remember it was last season, was it in the final or semi-final when they played the Roaring Lions, where Screechy let off an absolute thunderbolt from point-blank range, and Gomez reacted like a cat and somehow got a left hand to it. Attackers.
How much would that hamper him or restrict his movements? Play resumes with a throw. Varian Carty.
Ball played in, just too deep. And Duke will find Gaza. Gaza looking for short man. So they call him over on the attacker side. When I asked about Shakur Reed what his name was, when I saw him a bit earlier last week, he said, I don't know. We all call him short man.
That's Joseph.
Indeed. The number 6 for them, Joseph. And this was given away towards the aforementioned Reed. Reed poked on across. He will find Gaza. Gaza, that was a bit too slow there. And Lady boots it out. Gaza should have taken the shot a lot earlier.
Yes, I'm not sure why he took all that time. Oh, he took a year and a day to get the shot off. That is unlike the man Gaza.
Yes, indeed. Reed shifts this one wide to Gaza. Missed touch. He does just enough to keep it in play. Goes back to our Centerval Duke. It's Reed trying to drive one centrally now. Lee. Gaza. Into touch. Well, behind, sorry. It will be a goal kick.
Ball coming off. The foot off. Isaac going in over the goal line. But on that occasion, it's a very long time I've seen the man Isaac holding up the ball that long in the 18. We're accustomed to see him rocketing shot from outside the 18-yard box, and he got into the box, and he took a very, very long time to set himself and to get the shot. The shot never came.
It takes Gaza 45 minutes to get warm. Not on the same page. This could be troublesome. It's Grant here. Good work by Special for the moment. Back with the Lymers FC. Shifted wide towards Samuel.
You know, Diamond FC players would be.
Oh, this is dangerous! It's off the post and in! Well, the Lymers have come to the party early, and the attackers, they are looking very much the worst side out of the two here today.
Varian Carty in the 10th minute of play has made it 2-0, and Diamond FC must be celebrating.
I spoke to Angela just moments ago, and I told her your boys have to come to play because Lymers are on a high after beating Lions. The attackers are still sleeping. They're still inside the dressing room, and the Lymers have come to the party 2-0 within 10 minutes.
Well. And they will be playing with a pep in their step. Oh, they have a pep in their step. A chip on their shoulder. The Lymers FC.
Well.
What?
It's given away by a Roscoe.
That's a handball. Ooh.
Mason. Wide to Duke. Casa. This is clever. It's Reed. Casa. And they can't collect it cleanly. Here come the Lymers. Trying to get forward. Hassan Mason does well.
And what you're seeing is that the Lymers, they are playing their pace of football, their type of football.
I don't think there's a better team from set pieces than Lymers FC. So good in the air. This one is driven towards Gomez, but into the side netting.
You don't want to be taking corners and have the likes of the Brasher brothers in that box. They are just dangerous. They are very, very dangerous. There are 4 persons I know that you don't ever want in that area against you on a corner kick. One of them is Masimba Boyne. Another is Ashawn Hodge and the Brasher brothers.
Don't forget to smack Tafari Smith either.
And Tafari Smith. How could I forget him?
So good in the air.
They're
Very
just brilliant, and all of them are defenders.
yes, indeed.
They're all defenders, and they're very dangerous in the air.
You just can't leave them with that much space. You can't leave Sidhu Bradshaw with that much space coming in at the back post. Lee trying to go forward. It's Shakoy Reed now. Reed finds the other Reed and Keroy Reed, but Keon Lee is in an offside position. Lee just coming back into the side for the Attackers FC.
The game certainly is not over. Certainly is not. It's far from a two-goal lead. I've seen where teams coming from 4-0 down.
But the next goal has to be for the Attackers. It's Carty. He's having fun in the midfield right now, Varian Carty. Trying to shift one forward. Duke doesn't deal with it. But he just couldn't get enough on it to direct it goalward. He could only poke it wide.
The Attackers are living dangerously. The defense are being caught out.
The defense was caught out when they played the Spartans. The man, Nutsy Benjamin, got in behind and caused them some problems. He scored 2 goals in that game. But Gaza came to the party, and he came to the party in a tremendous way in that second half. Gaza will have to come to the party here today because the Attackers, they control their entire destiny. Do they want to play the Ducks in back-to-back games? Or do they want to play the Roaring Lions, a Lions who are not looking the most formidable of sides? It's in their hands. The choice lays directly in their hands. But I guarantee you, the Diamonds will be licking their chops looking at this game right now.
Because a loss here for the Attackers and a win, if Diamonds should win their 2 games,
Diamonds go through.
And Lymers and Attackers lose one of their games, just one, they cannot catch the Diamond. They will remain 1 point.
Well, this is a
ahead
good
of them.
play. It's Gaza. He has 2 players to aim at. And that's poor from Gaza. Sorry to say it, but that he had 2 players to aim at in Shakoy Reed and Keon Lee, and he put it behind the goal.
In a team sport, you have to be 1 or 2 things. You either have to be selfish or selfless.
He was neither. Well, the Diamonds, I believe they have the Western Predators and the Spartans left.
Yes, they have
two
the
teams.
Western Predators tomorrow, and that's a primetime game. Tomorrow. And they will be up. Oh, this is a good play. Not finding the intended target, but it's still Lymers.
The Diamonds could not ask for an easier running of fixtures, and the Attackers could not ask for a more difficult running of fixtures. But something about the Diamonds playing the Spartans, it's just a bit different for both sides. Of course, last year coming down to the D-League trophy, as may have been a collision with Special there.
He went airborne. He was looking to clear the ball. He cleared it well, but I seem to have hurt himself in the process.
We do know that when the Diamonds go up against the Spartans, it just awakens something in both sides. Diamonds, of course, having a much better season than the Spartans this year, but you can't forget that great battle they had in the D-League last season. Spartans coming out 1-0 victors. They needed 2 goals on the night. They could only manage 1. Diamonds took the D-League from the Spartans by 1 goal.
Well, I keep saying 1 goal is like 1 run in cricket. As we saw today.
Earlier today, Lucknow, they were able to survive by 1 run, against Kolkata.
Secured a place in the playoffs. They would have gone to 17 points.
That final spot will be interesting. Will it be RCB? Will it be Rajasthan? Or will it be Mumbai?
Well, it definitely would. It is unlikely to be Rajasthan. Rajasthan will have to hope that.
Both RCB and Mumbai have to lose in order for Rajasthan to stand a chance of qualifying. But stranger things have happened, and RCB, they are going up against the league leaders in Gujarat tomorrow.
Corner coming in, still alive, and defended well by Orozco. Was an attempt there by the man, Liddy, and straight into the chest of Orozco, the defender, waiting.
What I will say is I believe the attackers have severely underutilized Joel Orozco. When he first came from Trinidad, he was one of the best center backs in the league for the Salsa Ballers. But they've shifted him over to left back, and he's been pretty much a non-factor. When they've struggled at times defensively with the combination of Special and Mason, they've refused to allow Orozco a chance to go centrally, and this could be troublesome here as it's Samuel. And it's Special going up against, almost put his keeper in danger there. Special with what you would call a Brookfoot pass. Almost gave Gomez some trouble.
All he had to do was to play the ball out, because at that point, it was nothing that the goalkeeper could have done more than putting out. So just put it out, save your keeper the trouble.
Well, the Lymers FC, they are off to the dream start. 2-0. That's another good ball. Straight at Gomez, but Sidhu was looking for a brace, and he almost got there.
My. It is a totally different Lymers we are watching here this evening, even without the likes of the goal scorer in the man, Amoni Gums. Without Amoni Gums, they are looking very dangerous.
And they're playing with their tails up. A Lymers side that is missing a few pieces. They're always missing a few pieces, the Lymers. I don't think I've ever seen them at full strength. And when they were at full strength, they were top of the league for a large majority of the season. Of course, still missing the likes of the man Yannick Belchase. What a player he is. Brought the Lymers a bit of flair, a bit of trickery, and some goals playing up front. This is clever. Ooh, almost slid it through for Varian. And Varian applauds the effort because that was the right idea.
Varian, Carty.
Goal kick. Lee playing off the left flank today. A midfielder and a fullback naturally, Keon Lee. Well, more of a fullback naturally than anything. Slots in midfield from time to time. As here's Kiroy Reed. Reed looking for Gaza here. Good defending for the moment. And into touch. Very good work.
By the youngster. That's number 9 notes.
That's Ian Rummy. No, it's not Ian Rummy. It's Terry Pompey.
That's Pompey.
As yet again, medics have to be called for an attacker's player who has gone down.
Reed.
Kiroy Reed. He's back on his feet. We don't know Angelo on the bench has a bush for everything. Lymers.
Well done there by Carty. Well read by Varian Carty. Lymers can break. Ball goes into touch. Miscommunication between Shaquille Reed and Casa.
Trying a bit well, it looks like Shortman will have started out playing up front for the attackers FC. But looks like Shotman has gone into the midfield area. Lee has come out onto the wing, and Reed and Shakoy have pushed forward. It's still Kiroy Reed, but he gets there legally, according to referee Hawley. It is going to be a free kick. Halfway through this first half. What a start this has been for the Lymers FC. They couldn't have dreamed of a better start. Liddy. Bailey. Terry Pompey now. Going to go centrally. This one is read by Kiroy Reed. He can send Keon Lee in here a bit too deep, and Lee has to chase it. The one really in the middle for Lee to aim at for the moment. Lee slips down and goal kick. Too easy.
Too easy. And that was because lack of numbers for the attackers in the area. Lee got there and there were absolutely no runners. Nobody wanted it.
They're playing without a true striker right now. Because Shakoy Reed is a winger by trade. Doesn't quite understand the striking role. Those runs that a striker would be making, he isn't quite making those runs.
Can't take those chances with Carty. He's fast, he's good.
One of the most talented players in Angola made his debut for the national team, very young age. As he has Gaza. Gaza has a man to aim at in the middle, puts his one into the mixer. Very good defensive work by Sidhu Bradshaw. That's good play as well. He finds Carty. Carty out wide to Grant. And Grant has Mason for company. And Mason doing the business. Orozco. Now Lee. Mason. Good work by Shortman, and he will find Orozco. Shortman Joseph. Plays it back to Randy Gomez. Duke. Good build-up play by the attackers here. Duke out wide. It's Gaza. Gaza getting in behind. Gaza drives one. Good save. Very good save by Daniel Bailey.
That was heading one place. That ball was heading one place. And that was a brilliant save by the outstretched hand of Bailey. And he said, not today. Isaac, not today.
There are two wingers in this league who can score shots from that sort of angle. Tamarcus Connor and Gaza Isaacs. And Gaza almost had one there yet again. A very good save by Daniel Bailey. It's Samuel. Trying to be clever, but no one to be clever with.
Yeah, I'm not sure who was going to pass it to. So that wasn't that play at all. He didn't read that one well.
Special. Back to Joseph. Casa. Using his body well, Casa. Reed trying to find Lee. Shakoy applying some pressure, but Sidhu does well. Carlos can't keep it in play.
Gave it very early. That's unlike him and Richardson. That's unlike Carlos.
Referee says that throw's a bit too far. Have to go back. It's Joseph. Joseph yet again. Still Joseph finds Lee. Lee. They do some good work here. Pings one out wide looking for Gaza. Gaza with a great touch. Gaza into the area here. Gaza trying to put one across. It's in behind Casa. And the Lymers can look to break away with Samuel. Samuel going down the line. Does have a runner streaking here. Looking for some support. Taking on his man. Beating him brilliantly. Good ball inside. And again, Randy Gomez has to save. But the Lymers, they are cutting this attacker's defense wide open.
That was straight to him. And oh, that's a good footing again by Varian Carty. Varian Carty is putting on a show here for the Lymers. Oh. Carty's putting on an absolute beauty of a show this evening for the Lymers FC.
Two goals to nil. Sidhu Bradshaw, Varian Carty, the goal scorers. What a start this has been for the Lymers. 28 minutes of absolute perfection. They couldn't have asked for anything more. But here comes Lee now. Lee, he's in behind here, Lee. Lee puts one across dangerously for Gaza. And Gaza could not get his footing in order.
I'm not sure Gaza came out to play football today. He's playing similar to what we saw from Johnny yesterday. Oh, they just seem not to be getting anything right. That was a point blank effort. All it needed was for Gaza to get a boot to it and get it into the back of the net. He just couldn't find the ball.
You call that meat and drink for Gaza. That's meat and drink. As it will be a free kick. It's been...
These are the things that we talk about. Attackers are in a game that they must win to go to third place. And you are trying to waste time. And at the back end of the game, if you are down, you are going to try to make up back that time, wanting to play fast.
It will come back to bite you. Sidhu goes wide to Grant. Grant to the Roscoe for company. And he wins the free kick. It's a much more promising free kick. And this could be troublesome. Because Sidhu was waiting on it. Sidhu was waiting patiently. Well, you know, he's not actually. They've left him back. Interesting to say, but it looks like Lymers are pretty content with a 2-goal lead right now. Floated in dangerously. And it didn't even need Sidhu because Special almost put it into his own goal. I think Gomez had to tip it over.
That was a brilliant save again by Gomez. And Gomez has been called into action once again. And he goes down once again. And the medics has been called once again.
Gomez makes saves that not many other keepers in this league can make. But his back is hurting. As you can see, anytime he moves, he winces in pain. That back is bothering him.
And that save, he was backwards and he fell on his back. And I tell you what, that ground out there is not soft.
Definitely isn't soft, and it's slippery as well, as we saw last night. The ground underneath the grass seems to be a bit slippery, so there's trouble getting a grip on the surface for a number of players. You saw the likes of Jarvis Jones having trouble getting his footing on the surface.
It's 2-0. If you're just joining us, it is 2-0. Advantage. The Lymers FC goes coming in the 4th and 10th minute of play. As it stands right now, the standings would read something like this. Matches played. Docks United 15. He has 13 wins, 2 draws, no loss, 90 goals for, 7 goals against, 83 goals, 83 goal difference, and 41 points. The Royal Lions, 15 games played, 11 wins, 1 draw, 3 defeats, 49 goals for, 6 goals against, 43 goal difference, and 34 points. Played play has restarted and it's been put into touch. It's going to be a throw into Lymers FC.
Coming up in the primetime fixture, it's Diamond Queens. They'll be taking on the Gazelles FC. Gazelles not having the best of starts to this tournament. The Queens, they're looking to add to their points tally. Orozco boosts this one clear. Only as far as Bradshaw, now Casa. But of pinball, and it's back with the attackers. And Reed does well for the moment, Kiroy Reed. Reed, very composed, fitting very well with the attackers of last season with that much quality around him. A midfielder he had to show the likes of Hakeem Beard and Chetty Joseph. Ended up being a very, very good side. Like Kadeem Riley off one wing. And Chadwick Samuel and Ricardo John getting all the goals. Not the same attacker side at all.
Indeed not. Sure bet not.
Beard is gone. Riley is gone. Ricardo John is gone. They're missing the goals. They don't have the goals.
And Doc, I was watching a game that the man Jermaine Hughes would have played in Trinidad and would have scored. In fact, I just happened to fall asleep before that game ended. Not sure how that game ended, but we know that Jermaine Hughes is already in the scorer's book over there in Trinidad.
So they seems to be adapting well to the new environment over in Trinidad. Didn't see the game, saw the free kick. It was a clever free kick. Caught the goalkeeper out, taken quickly into the side netting, really. Keeper couldn't do much about it. After Casa does some good work here defensively.
They were playing against the police.
Angola did formerly have a police team as well. They were called the Enforcers FC.
Ooh. Wasn't going for Shakwai. Shoves it off. We'll continue. Lymers FC leading 2-0. They're down the left flank. Samuel. He holds it in. Samuel looks for the cross. Gets it in. Cut out by Special.
Very slow transition by the attackers, giving them all the time and space. But again, the shot straight at Randy Gomez. But the attackers, they are not transitioning quickly at all from defense to attack and from attack to defense. It's Joseph. Looking for Gaza. Easy walk for Bradshaw, and it's Liddy now. You see the big man Kelvin Lee getting warm for the Lymers. Not sure if it's precautionary or what.
The clock just seemed to be running fast today, Doc.
Yeah, already
We're in the 36th minute of play already.
Already into the 36 minutes of play. It is 2-0. And a game with the attackers. They may have just surrendered all the power they had right back over to the Diamonds FC.
Well,
they need to score. They need to score the next goal in this one.
the attackers would be hoping that they do not concede another goal in the first half and do not score. And they will be looking to regroup in the second half and come out and play better football, because as it is right now, they look down and out. It doesn't look like the team that is coming off 8 wins.
And they have not played well at all in this one. They were undefeated. They had the second longest undefeated streak in the league, only better by the team that's looking like it's going to go undefeated in the league. And Lady hits one, but out of all keepers to try that against, Randy Gomez isn't the one. Oh, very good. Very good defending. Very good defensive work. As immediately medics are called.
This doesn't look good.
It may have slammed
And
his head into the ground.
Varian Carty. It doesn't look good. It looks like breakage. It looks like breakage.
No.
It looks like breakage.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
He went in for the challenge and immediately
breakage.
the stretcher has been called. Immediately the players can't look.
It looks like breakage. Varian Carty, my God.
He's come back and it's lasted 38 minutes. It was the perfect 38 minutes for Varian Carty.
My God.
Oh dear. Oh boy.
Oh my.
Immediately Orozco signaled and Liddy turned away. He couldn't look. Liddy couldn't look.
And the head.
Hands on head. Hands akimbo. It doesn't look good at all.
My God. It's not what you want to see. It's not what you hope for. Varian Carty, an integral part of this Lymers team.
Seems like he's completely dislocated his shoulder there. I initially thought it was the head, but when he landed, he completely dislocated that shoulder. But if there's any sort of consolation you can look at for this, Amoni Gums is making his way over for the Lymers. You'd have wanted Amoni to play with Varian, but that is out of the question now. Varian may be out a while because that does not look good at all.
One would hope it's just out of place, maybe out of place shoulder rather than breakage.
ARs on the field, medics on the field, security on the field, technical director on the field. Is the ambulance here? We're not certain. I'm not sure if the ambulance has arrived just yet.
It's almost impossible. But my God.
Well. The Lymers, they were having the perfect game, and this has just put a complete dampener on this one. It has halted all momentum in this encounter, but all focus must go to the safety and well-being of Varian Carty, because as soon as he went down, not even his own teammate, Joel Orozco, the player he tackled, immediately signaled that something was wrong. They've gotten the shoulder brace, they've gotten the sling, they've gotten everything that they can get.
Praise is that he would overcome this in short order. And it's just an out of place shoulder and no breakage. My God. As the players, you almost thought breakage. That's the first thing came to mind as you look at the reaction of their players. They covered their face. They just couldn't look at what transpired.
Injuries have been a theme of this season. We saw Tefari Francis a couple games ago for the uprising.
We saw Clanika Rogers in her first game as well, and being out with a knee injury as well.
Tefari, no, there was a lot of fear that it was a broken leg. Luckily for him, it's just a sprain. He's out for a couple weeks.
Ricketts is out with a hand as well.
Sylvanus James would have broken his leg. Would have had Tyreek Hughes would have mashed up his leg as well.
A number of injuries so far in the league.
Not even counting the muscle pulls, the groin pulls that we've seen so many times. Goodness. He's still down. It's been 5 minutes and there's been no movement for Varian Carty.
Absolutely none. He's been Stabilize, whatever.
We hope and pray it's nothing more than a dislocation. But we've seen dislocations before. I saw Akimel Rogers dislocate his shoulder in training. He got up a lot quicker than that. Don't want to speculate at all. We hope and pray it is nothing serious. We hope it is nothing more than a dislocation. They have loaded him onto the stretcher now, Averian Carty. Well, coming up in our primetime fixture, it will be the Diamond Queens
up against the Gazelles.
What a game that does promise to be. The Diamond Queens, they've played just the 2 games thus far. They're undefeated. They've won 1. They've drawn 1. Yes. If they win today, they go first. And they go first, having played the same amount of games as the Stenders and Superstars. Diamond Queens win today. And they go top of the league. What a female league this is shaping up to be, because usually Superstars gets out to an early lead and no one can catch them. It's been that way for about a decade.
It's not so this year at all.
And not so this year at all. EastEnders, they've come to the party. They've been rejuvenated defensively. The likes of Kedisha Harrigan and Janae, they are playing some very good ball defensively, and they're getting the goals from Tanisha Willett.
And from
Kaylee Durand as well.
Yes, they're doing a fine job. The duo for the EastEnders. Remember last time around, Willett really didn't look the part
not at all.
Season, but she has turned it on a notch, and she has really been doing a tremendous job. And the combination between herself and Durand has been remarkable for the EastEnders.
Yes, indeed. They form a formidable strike partnership, of course, with, I think, is the girl Ning, who has been out for the season thus far. She was a prolific striker for the EastEnders FC. She's been out, but Tanisha Willett has picked up the load. And you can't forget young Kerenique Harrigan as well, getting her first set of starts in this female league. She has done a brilliant job playing in midfield. Very young Kerenique Harrigan.
And the stalwart in defense in Mindy Phillip.
Yes, Mindy is back. She was a bit part player last couple of seasons, but Mindy has been doing a wonderful job for the EastEnders as well. The Superstars, of course. Their prolific goal scorer, Kalia Johnson, hasn't been as prolific as you would expect.
You know what Kalia has, the disadvantage is that she doesn't have her sister with her.
Yes, indeed.
Who would normally be the servant of that ball, and being that she has to do so much work. You know, I saw in the last game that they played that she was asked to do so much that she was basically fatigued. You know, she had to come look to defend very deep and look to take the ball from defense and almost single-handedly getting it to attack, and it was really, really difficult for her.
Yes, indeed. Spoke to Kalia, was it yesterday? Very good friend of mine, Kalia Johnson, and she's tired. She's really tired because she had to play the same role for the Angola women's national team as well. Was the under-20 girls when they went away. She was asked, she couldn't play as a striker. She had to play in midfield, and it was a whole lot of work that she had to do because it was just too much. It was just too much for her. She couldn't be the goal-scoring threat that she needed to be because there was so much defensive work she had to do and so much creative work she had to do. For the national team is translated over to the Superstars. Of course, the Superstars, I don't know if this has been mentioned, but they've had a change in coaching recently. So it looks like it's been less of the Rogers brothers and more of Capel Baptiste. The Rogers brothers have taken Superstars to new heights. They completely rejuvenated the Superstars. It was Baptiste first, then Alric and Akimel took over. And they won, 5 championships in a row for the Superstars. But it's been less of the Rogers brothers and more of Baptiste. And is that the signal of why the Superstars are not quite shining the way that they usually do.
I'm not having that conversation with you. I'm not going to get stoned when I leave here. I'm not getting stoned with you, dog.
Really, we have no other platform. This is our platform to talk football. And when there's no game going on because we've had a 10-minute delay, this is our platform to talk football. It's just an interesting, I'm not pointing any fingers, I'm not casting any blame, but it's just an interesting conversation to have. Yeah, you have winning coaches that have not quite been there.
I have a question to ask you as Amoni makes his way onto the field for Varian karting. What drumming that your big team got? Oh, Manchester City looks the team that is going to take that cup.
Well, Real Madrid, they got not only played off the park, they got played out of the country. Ooh. Manchester City walked into the Etihad, was it? And they completely played Real Madrid back to Spain. 4-0 against the defending European champions. A team that looks completely unstoppable have been stopped by an even bigger foe, Manchester City. They've won the Premier League because Arsenal lost today. City are officially Premier League champions. And they are looking to do the treble. They've taken the Premier League. They're in the finals of the Champions League, and they're in the finals of the FA Cup. The only team from England that have ever won the treble is Manchester United. Who do they play in the FA Cup final? Manchester United.
And I tell you what, they just look at a team that is unstoppable. They look unstoppable. They look unbeatable.
Well, I mean, when a guy can walk into the most difficult league in world football and shatter every record there is for a striker to break, that's when you know your team is really, really on form.
New heights indeed for Manchester City.
You thought they couldn't get any better last season. They brought in Erling Haaland. He has just come in and he has smashed Alan Shearer's record with some games still to play. You thought Shearer's record was unbreakable. Well, that guy's a machine.
I don't know how you would allow a man like Haaland to leave your club.
Well, when a team is playing your release clause, there's not much you can do. You can question why there was a release clause in his contract to begin with. But when a team pays a release clause of £80 million or whatever it was, there is not much you can really do. Well, the ambulance is leaving the field. It's been 13 minutes since Varian Kati first went down. The medical bag is still on the field. The referee is talking to the AR. The Lymers team there in a huddle. They have to regroup. They have to refocus.
Yes.
They lost. The guy who's been their best player today by a country mile. He's created everything. He's gotten the goal.
Ooh.
They have to regroup. They have to refocus.
My.
It has been a 14-minute break. The Lymers, they have a 2-0 lead. But there's still a whole lot of this first half to play. It does say 51 minutes on the clock. But in reality, it's only about, 37?
We went into the 38th minute of play.
Indeed.
When that injury took place. And so, still have a bit of football to be played in the first half. It's a 2-0. 2-0. And the substitution has been made. It's the man, Cartier. I believe that he went to church, got his blessings, and so now
Amoni Gums.
Amoni Gums is here for the Lymers.
Yes.
Our prayers are indeed with Varian Cartier as he goes off to the hospital. We wish him a very speedy recovery and a comfort to his family and friends in this time, his team, that they can indeed come out with a victory just for variant.
He did his part. He got them the goal. He got them a 2-goal advantage. The throw will be taken now by the Attackers FC. It was a very hearty challenge. Just 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
8 minutes of added time.
That's
Play
just
with that.
about
That's
it,
just
it's-
about
yes,
right.
that's
Yes.
just about right.
Played it stop in the 38th minute. It wasn't too much added time. It is just 8 minutes to be played here in this first half. I don't know if we've ever seen a first half go to 60, but this one will. Orozco looking for the return pass. He will get it. Orozco, and it's just wide and over. Gaza yet again. I don't think Gaza brought the right boots. He left his shooting boots at home.
Ooh. Gaza, what are you doing today?
I think Gaza left the shooting boots at home because he has missed some very good chances here. But the Lymers, they have to refocus because the attackers cut them apart a bit too easily there.
I think initially, what we saw was Grant who turned his back on the play. And so Orozco had all the freedom taking that ball and running down the wing. It's going to be a true to Lymers.
Throw. Looking to go centrally now. Orozco does the defending work. Throwing yet again to the Lymers FC. Richardson will look to go long and launch this one centrally into the area. Mason wins the header. It will be a corner. Corner kick to the Lymers FC. So we are into the 55th minute of this first half. It will be a lady, or it's going to be Junior Anthony, sorry, to deliver this corner.
And the dangerous men are there. Oh.
He couldn't quite see Gomez over the crowd of people, but he ripped that one perfectly, Randy Gomez.
That one got over the head of Samil. Oh, it should have been a Moni or Bradshaw there. One should have been at the front post, one at the back.
Yes, indeed, the two tallest men on the field for the Lymers that are good at heading. Amoni and Sidhu. Sidhu already has himself a goal. Could have had a second, but Randy made the save. This is good work. Clever work. But Mason cuts it out. Lee goes back to Orozco. Now Hassan Mason. Casa. Back wide for Orozco now with Lee. Will be a free kick that goes against Keon Lee. Two goals to nil. 2 goals to nothing in favor of the Lymers FC.
But wasting time is helping who?
No one but the Lymers. But we do know the attackers. They are a second half team. Gaza
And you see, that's a professional.
It's just a time-wasting tactic.
It's not that he wanted to take the free kick, but he took some extra seconds off the clock.
Yes, indeed. The referee can't really caution you if you change your kick taker. 2 goals to nil. About 4 minutes left in this first half. The ball got to the wrong side of Sidhu, but there was no one breaking through the center, making the run out for the attackers, and Daniel Bailey could come and claim. Bailey hasn't had too much work to do at all
When he was called upon, he did that magnificently.
Has indeed made the save from Gaza, but that's really the only save he had to make.
It's the only really bit of work to talk about that he had to do. Throw into Lymers. They're going to eat every second that they can off the clock.
And just milking this one down to get to halftime.
With a 2-0 advantage. Goals coming in the 4th and 10th minute of play. In the 4th minute off from a corner. Oh, a set piece that they thrive off very well. And from the head of the man, Sidhu Bradshaw. Oh, that's a good step. That's a good ball.
No one attacking the back post.
No one attacking there.
And one is upset with Samuel because he wasn't quite making a run to the back post that he wanted. Shifting inside well. Laying it off to Kiroy Reed. Now Lee. Lee will win the free kick.
There was absolutely no effort there of playing the ball. Absolutely no effort of playing the ball.
It's Reed who's near this one. As
Reed
well
is
as
there. Joseph is there. Who is it
Joseph
going
as
to be?
well. Maybe Joseph here. It is Joseph.
Straight to the keeper.
Billy had no trouble dealing with that one. It's not his best kick at all, but it does, luckily for him, find a white and green shirt. Here come the Lymers.
Ooh.
And now it's the uprising, not the uprising, sorry, the attackers. As Grant now picks this one up for the Lymers. Does have a runner outside, ups to go inside, and
misread with miscommunication between Samuel and the man that looks like Kenya. It's Romney.
It's Romney, it's Jan Romney.
Jan Romney, sorry. Jan Romney. And in the end, ball going over the goal line for a goal kick.
That's good press. A very good press. He's won the ball well. Good turn. But Mason again, good defensive work. Mason's played a good game. And Orozco clears. Lovely touch by Carlos. I will find Liddy. Liddy through to Samuel. Samuel trying to send one towards Ian Romney. Reed. Dragged back by Amoni. Free kick. It's Lee now. Looking for Gaza. Taking him on. Goes inside. This one off to Joseph. Joseph across looking for, but can't quite find. There's a Kiroy Reed there. And now send forward for Grant. Grant has some company. Up to go inside and tried to shift it towards the man and Jan Romney. Gomez has some very good distribution as well, but Lee wasn't aware to it. But Randy Gomez, yes, he's a complete keeper, isn't he? A very complete keeper. Distribution, shot stopping, everything, the full package.
In the final moments, the dying moments of this first half, extended due to an injury.
The first time we've seen an hour for a first half, and the game was just racing by.
Yes, it was just racing by. It was just, the time just seemed to be melting away. Oh.
And then just ground to a standstill. It's special now. Joseph. Mason. Now Orozco. Orozco gives this one away, and then Liddy And Keroy Reed doing some good defensive work. Lee. Gaza has gone centrally now. Good turn by Gaza. Looking for Shaquille Reed. Well read there by Terry Pompey. Tussling for the ball, and the Amoni Gums can come away with it now. Amoni to central. Trying to find Rashad Grant. Again, very composed at the back is Randy Gomez. Let's give it away cheaply. Very cheaply. And Special does just enough for the moment. Is back with Amoni. And Junior trying to poke it through towards Samuel.
How much more time can be left in this game?
I don't know, but 52 plus 8 is 60. We're into the 63rd.
That's a lot of time.
Oh, it's a good ball by Liddy. But Grant lets it run across him for some reason. The ball was right there for Grant. He let it run across him. And Liddy's upset with him as well because it was a perfect pass, really.
This must be the final kick.
We'll just put the full 90 in the first half.
We just played the full 90.
Maybe the referee is saying, okay, you guys had your halftime during the break for the injury. You just put the full 90. It's Gums. Gums running into a brick wall. That is Joel Orozco. And Gazo's dropped deep. Let's this one find Lee. We'll find Keroy Reed. Reed back to Orozco. Reed. Nothing doing.
Do you think the referee has forgotten that that it's actually 8 minutes?
Well, it may have been 18.
you think that the referee think that we are in the second half?
52. Unless my math is poor, which I don't think it is. 52 plus
And
8
is 60.
is 60.
And we are into the 65th.
It's Liddy. That's a good ball. Samuel's in behind here. Samuel puts it across. It's not missable. And it will not be missed. Terry Pompey, I believe, has gotten the decisive touch. And the Lymers.
That's Jan Romney.
Ian Romney, actually,
That's Jan Romney has put it away.
Romney with a decisive touch. He has made it 3-0 in the first half. The next goal had to be for the attackers. It has not been for the attackers. And the Diamonds FC, they are really breathing rather easily right now. Their fate lies in their hands.
Their defense once again caught out of position, split down the middle, and a tremendous ball handling there by the Lymers, and they have done the trick. It is 3-0 indeed. In a game that the attackers must win to keep their fate in their own hands. It is 3-0, and the clock continues to run. 3-0 in favor of Lymers. I cannot believe. Somebody's just saying it was 18 minutes added, but it could never be. My. I saw 8 on the board. I am sure that I saw 8. It could never have been 18 because we had a 38 played. $38 and 8 is, if my math serves me well. Oh, a player goes down there hard, very, very hard. Very, very hard. $38 and 8. So if my math serves me right, it's 46. So to have 18 minutes added, ooh. Doc, somebody's telling me that it's 18 minutes that was on the clock. But how could it be 18?
I'm trying to understand. A half
It's 45
is 45
minutes.
minutes. Extra time only counts up until the halftime whistle. It only counts up until the half. You can't take a break for 18 minutes when there were 38 minutes on the clock and only 7 minutes left to halftime. You can add the 7 minutes plus whatever you had to add for injury time,
Indeed.
which would account for 8. 18 is just ridiculous.
It is, indeed. Very ridiculous.
Because then you're not playing a 45-minute half. You're playing a 60-minute half.
Ooh.
This is driven. Oh, it's in the
Oh,
crossbar.
my!
Well, Bailey always has the tendency to get caught out with those high shots. He didn't read it at all, Daniel Bailey. I'm trying to understand what is going on. I don't quite understand what is going on here. The half is 45 minutes. Play was stopped in the 38th minute. That leaves what, 7 minutes? Is it 7 minutes?
Yes.
It is 7 minutes. I was pretty good at math in school. At least 7 minutes there that you have to play to make up that 45, in addition to whatever you wanted to add for added time. So that would account for the 8. And if it was 3 minutes of added time, that would be 10 minutes overall.
Doc, you know what? You know what? You do a job, and that is talk. So you can talk. The referee does a job, and what the referee does is what matters, not what you say.
I'm just trying to understand and help the viewers at home understand
Well,
why the first half is going into the 70th minute. Why is the first half going into the 70th minute when there were 8 minutes that came off the clock?
Well,
Again.
it is what it is. And it is.
Let me use a calculator because I know my math was good, but I'll bring out the calculator now.
No, those are smartphones, Doc. Put it down. They're smart. They will tell you
Trying to
something
understand.
that you want.
I never finished the referee course. I never
Doc,
finished it.
let us speak about the game. Stop and leave the referee alone. The referee has a job.
I finished the referee course, but I started it.
The referee is doing a good job.
He's doing a good job, but I'm still trying to understand what happened here with the time. A half is 45 minutes. Unless, and this is the only thing I can think of, the referee decided to call the half when 45 came up on the clock. And just when he blew to restart, but it couldn't be, he restarted from a throw.
But
He started from a throw-in.
we must understand as well that there were a number of stoppages in the half. There were a few stoppages, lengthy stoppages as well. There was a 5-minute stoppage for Gomez.
But
First, there was a 5-minute stoppage, and there were something like 3 stoppages. So the referee is always right.
20 minutes
With the
worth of
absence of VAR,
stoppages?
with the absence of VAR, the referee is always right.
I struggle to wrap my head around it, but nonetheless, after 71 minutes of a 45-minute half,
That is not.
it will be the Lymers who go into the halftime whistle with a commanding 3-0 lead, courtesy of some wonderful play. Goals by Sunu Bradshaw, Varian Carty, and the man Ian Romney.
Indeed. 3-0. That's where we are going to take you to break. And as soon as we get back here, in just about 12 minutes or so, we are going to be giving you some updated point standing. And then we are going to be kicking off the second half. The attackers need to win. The Diamond FC, they are enjoying the scoreline right now as they sit in a 3rd position and will be hoping that the Lymers can hold on for a victory so that they can rest and sit in that 3rd position. with both teams on equal points, well, on equal game, but it means that the Diamond will be 1 point ahead of them, and their fate will not rest in their own hands. Until then, we're going to take it to master control, and then when we are back with you, it is going to be for updates on the scores and the standings, and then we are going to be live with action. Until then, it's back to master control.
Coming in tonight, our standings for each of the clubs. You have Docks United in first, who have played 15 matches and have 41 points in total. Royal Lions in second, also played 15 matches and have 34 points. Diamond FC in third, with 14 matches played thus far and 27 points earned throughout this league. Attackers FC, 13 matches played and 26 points earned to date. We also have Eagle Claw FC, who have played 14 games thus far and earned 19 goals, 19 points overall. Lymers FC, who is playing tonight against Attackers, have played 15 matches and earned 16 points thus far. Uprising FC, who have played 15 matches, have earned 12 points to date, and Spartans FC, 15 matches, earning 11 points up to tonight. And Predators FC, who have played also 15 matches, earn a total of 3 points. So there you have it. You have Docks United in first, Roaring Lions second, and Diamonds FC holding on to third place.
So we welcome you back to live action. We are just about kicking off the second half. That was the voice of indeed Christopher. And we are just about kicking off things in the second half. It's the Lymers enjoying a 3-0 lead going into this second half. And we are going to see Attackers, the man Gaza, getting us started.
The Attackers, they are in a hole that only them can dig themselves out of. Their entire fate lay in their hands. They just needed to win, but they couldn't have picked a harder run-in than this one.
Well, not only this one, but the last 3 fixtures are very difficult fixtures, starting with this one. But this is an attempt here, ball coming across and going straight out and for a goal kick.
Come up against Lymers, Lions, and Dogs to end the season.
I think, Doc, that the 2 teams that are vying for third position would have gone with a toss up and they would have picked correctly for themselves. And here is Gaza. That's too heavy for him. Well, the Diamond says, well, we are going to take on, for our last 3 games, we will be taking on the Spartans, the Eagle Claw, and the Western Predators. And I don't know if it was a bargain that the Attackers would have gone for, even with their form, with their run of play, that it would have been a bargain that they would have settled for. But it's what has been, the hand that has been dealt to them. And here comes the Romney. Oh.
That's a crunching challenge. Now, Money is very frustrated. Maybe this is the second time he's done it.
And he's been carded.
Will be a card.
He's saying he got ball. That may be true. He got ball, but he had to go through the player in order to get ball. It's a foul. You have to go through the player to get ball. It is a foul. And he seemed to be talking himself into another one. He don't want to continue doing that at all.
We are into the 48th minute of play. Even though we did see 71 minutes played in the first half. Liddy lines up an effort.
Doc, let us leave that conversation rested. Dead and buried right there.
See, one more thing on it.
Not Doc, we're not.
The most bizarre thing I've seen in this league, and I've been around a while. I've seen a lot. It's the Lymers, 3 goals to their lead.
As we continue to wish Varian Carty all the very best.
Going on with a shoulder injury. That did not look the best at all. A large portion of the first half. It will be a throw-in to the Lymers FC. Lymers, they do have a lead, do have a result that they would want, but they thought they had their star man back. They only had him 38 minutes. Mental injury is not serious. It's over a dislocation, not a breakage. Dislocation has a couple weeks. He can be back in Champions League, hopefully. A breakage, that's the season.
Well, that may be for D League, not Champions League.
Yes, indeed, Lymers. They are into the D League. They'll be taking on the Predators, the Spartans, and the Uprising down in the D League.
And the Eagle Claw is there as well.
Are they in the Champions League?
The top 4 goes to Champions League.
I'll have to check it again. We'll have to check that one for you. I was under something that you call the Champions League. I will get that confirmation for you right now.
Heads going up. Ball is still on the edge of the 18. Play there to Pompey. Pompey dispossessed by Shakoy Reid. Referee blows the whistle for a foul. It's going to be a free kick. Quickly taken by, it was hindered by Grant.
There's a change. It's not the top 4 for the Champions League. It's the top 5.
The top 5. So Eagle Claw is in.
Clara secure. They're safely into the Champions League.
They are on 19 points, the Eagle Claw. And they have 1 game in hand.
Game in hand on the Lymers FC. The Lymers, they do have 3 points seemingly wrapped up. But the Claw, they have played a very good season.
The Claw has a positive goal difference over well, they will. It will be 19-19. Claw has 1 game to play. Well, in fact, 2 games.
Claw would have 2 games to play, and Lymers will have just the 1 game to play. Claw just needs to win 1 of those 2, and they're in the Champions League as well.
So they're not secure. They are just not secure. The Lymers can inch their way in.
It would take a collapse of epic proportion, because you not only have a 3-point lead, you have the goal difference lead on the Lymers as well.
But we must remember that the Lymers would come down to, well, it all come down to this game again, because they only have a -2, and right now they are they're out of the red. They're out of the red.
If the score holds,
Yes, they're out of the red.
Eagle Claw on 7, so they will lead to score 6 more goals than the Eagle Claw do in 1 match. The Claw still have 2 games to play. It would be a collapse of epic proportion if the Eagle Claw were not to make it. But would it not just be an Eagle Claw thing to have it all wrapped up? Would it not be a complete synopsis of their season to have it all but wrapped up and gifted straight to the Lymers? They've gifted some games away. Will they gift their Champions League spot away? It would be a collapse by the likes that we haven't seen in England in a very long time.
I've seen stranger things happen in football, Doc.
Let's not talk about strange anymore.
I've seen stranger things happen in football.
It's Duke.
I saw a team coming from 4-0 down to win on penalty kicks. 4-4 draw and winning on penalty kicks. From 4 nil down.
The second leg was a 5-1 game. They ended up drawing 5-all, and they won a penalty.
And then penalty shootout. Yes.
What a game. You can't look past the English lower leagues. League One, the Championship, League Two. That is the pinnacle of football if you want drama, if you want excitement.
So in football, there's change. It's strange, very strange things.
But it wasn't unexpected because you see this type of thing happen in those lower leagues of English football almost every season. There's always some sort of miracle.
Oh no, that again. That is straight off the back of the player. That is a wrong call. It came straight to the deflection. The ball deflected. The lines were saying it is Lymers. The referee overruled. It says it's attackers. And he would not want this ball to score. And that's the best thing that has happened. Well, in fact, it's not. It should be a goal kick. The ball came off Isaac. So it's not a corner again. They have gotten it wrong. And now it has been changed. You don't want to make these mistakes and goal score off it. You don't want to be the one to decide the game. Let the game play. It's a 3-0. We are into the 55th minute of play. And the morning gums goes to ground again. Hole in that knee. Seemed to have been kicked on the knee by Shakoy Reed.
Doesn't look fun at all. Doesn't look fun at all for a morning gums.
The medics is already there, not sure what Harley's calling for the medics. The medics is already attending to the player. He's calling the medics. Harley seemed to be out of this game. Let's just fooling around for a bit.
Well, Junior Anthony is a Kitchen United guy.
There is going to be a substitution. And that's what the referee gives permission to now. And that is Orozco. Is it Orozco that has been taken off? Rashim makes his way onto the field. Orozco seemed to have pulled something. Yes.
turn. Special does well and beats and quicks and clear. As far as the money comes. This one back towards Daniel Bailey. This is for Damien Bailey. Faster by Bailey. Liddy will pick this one up. Shifted wider. Looking for Samuel. Samuel. His patented left arm raise and finds a morning comes!
Ooh, my. Wesker is out. There's going to be another substitution, and it is going to be the man Spooney, and it is for Casa, yes. We did say that would be the change, spoke about that, and that is indeed the change that we are going to see. Vashon Hodge is going to make his way on the field, and that is for the captain, Casa.
Spooney, the former Lions man, plays another former Lion, Casa. All of guys are former Lions, all these old veterans. Out of one showbiz with the Roaring Lions. Well, when you've done making England for so many years, you tend to attract the best players.
Tussle here for the ball. One there by Isaac. They dropped wide for Lee. Looking to make a run here. Holds it up. Gets it to Joseph. Joseph with a shot! Wide. Goal kick.
Yeah, was right. Execution wasn't. Short man Joseph. Goal kick to the Lymers SC. Bailey on his best ball. Let's look at our long shot. An hour has been played. Officially, an hour has been played. It is 3 goals to 0 for the Lymers. I was told by someone, I won't call her name, and attackers, they wouldn't be getting third. I was told that those last 3 games are going to be 3 struggles for the attackers. Well, she's been proven correct here so far, because the Lymers, they were just in behind.
Handball.
Reed. Shifted wide now. Duke. It's like this moment, but seemed to confuse Gaza and Reed for a split second. I was wondering whether Ghana took off the long sleeves. And I have to be honest, my eyes really not the best from this vantage point.
Doc, it's not from a vantage point. You need to check the specialists.
Really not the best at all. The job was not right easily.
Advantage is played.
Gaza. I think the geography is close for the night. I don't
It
think
is.
to get over there to get the ball right now.
And
Keep the ball in this park, please.
it reopens tomorrow for Starters Invitational. That is at noon.
Noon start for the Starters Invitational.
Day 2.
One of the one bus saw some very good running, especially down to that 100-meter race. Zayla Harrigan with a brilliant run.
Zayla still looks so good.
Just power in her legs. What a runner she is.
You know, before the race started, somebody said they are going to tip Summer to get the better of Zayla.
I don't know about that one. That bet didn't pay off at all. But the ball has come back. I guess someone was over in the park.
Yes.
And they booted it back over.
Someone walking the streets and got it back over.
So it's a Keontae Brooks doing what Keontae Brooks does.
Keontae Brooks is just talented.
As I've said a set of multiple occasions, you have a brilliant athlete and you have Keontae Brooks. That young man is something special. He can run any race and he can win any race. And when it comes to a sprinter, that boy Keontae can run anything. Victor Ladorum last year in the high school championship. This year,
Offside?
Leon Jackson. Tight. Don't be surprised. Keontae wins Victor Ladorum between French's high school. He ran an age up in this first invitational. He
Yes.
smoked the competition.
And everyone just looked
This is
ordinary.
from the regions. This is from St. Martin, Antigua, and Montserrat.
They looked very ordinary.
Not what you can do when your man is on the track. The lady, not quite dealt with. Gums. Not do too much with it. Looks like Reed has taken up a striking position. Was it Shakoy Reed actually? Shakoy was taking up the striking role. But now he's back playing right back. Well, that's football. Really that's football. Love a good scrimmage. Our scrimmage team. It's been working for them for a very long time. Since last season it's been working for them. But the Lymers have figured them out. The Lymers have found themselves in some trouble.
Wow. We are into the 65th minute of play. It's 3-0 in favor of the Lymers FC.
I said, next goal had to be on the attackers. It was a steal from you, actually. As his former Enforcers teammate in Gaza.
And should the attackers go down here, just we are saying, should they go down, because it's still a long way out, still a lot of football to be played. They will have to win the next 2 games,
Diamonds has to lose.
and Diamond will have to lose one of their games, at least one of their games. Because if Diamonds win their 2, even if attackers win their next 2 games and loses this one, Diamonds will hold on to the 3rd position by a point. It's not going to be goal difference because Diamonds will have a point ahead of them.
And if you're wondering at home why technical is so important, the Ducks are already in the championship. There's a playoff tournament coming after this league. And if you come fourth, you play Ducks. Ducks haven't lost for the season. If you come third, you play Lions, who look really, really vulnerable. Who would you rather play? We're probably the best team to have graced the AFL or a weakened Roaring Lions side. I think you know the answer. That's why this battle between the attackers and Diamonds is so important. Because we saw the Diamonds, they handled the Lions earlier.
They beat the Lions in their first encounter.
The Lions earlier in the season. The Diamonds can beat the Lions. The attackers, they play the Lions on Tuesday. That will be a very interesting game. Because Roaring Lions, they just held out.
I tell you something about the Royal Lions. The Royal Lions, they may have lost, yes, to a few teams in the league so far, but they just know how to win.
They turn up for the big games. A team that had both Fishy and Nico in it for a large majority of the game.
Was still able to come out with a draw.
No, they didn't come up with a draw. They shut down the greatest attack to touch this league. A team that has scored 90 goals held them to 0. A man who scored 27 had to be pulled off by his coach because he was useless on the field. And Torres, who has 21 on the year, he probably had 1 shot for the entire game. That's a good chance. It is 25. Shakoy Reed.
And what a magnificent bit of work by Bailey to keep Shaquai Reed at bay. It was destined for the back of the net. Oh, he got up and he got the hand to the ball, got it over the crossbar, and it's still a clean sheet. Oh, what a brilliant save, Doc.
That's only if attackers can somehow, in the next 20 minutes, squeeze a draw out of this one. The Diamonds, again, their destiny goes right back out of their hands.
It is in their hands.
Because they'll be drawn at 20.
Oh,
They'll be drawn
goal
at 27
difference.
and attackers a goal difference of 16. Well, it'll be 13 right now. Then was goal difference is 4.
Yes.
If attackers can somehow squeeze a draw out of this one, their fate goes right back into
their hands.
But they have to score 3 goals in 20 minutes to save basically their season.
That is very possible.
They have to save their season, and they have 20 minutes to do so. But they need a goal, and they need it now.
It's not going to come now for sure. It's going to be a corner.
Good defending. Got a crucial boot in there.
Another corner to the attackers.
Only reason for them to leave special back there. You have Rashid and you have your other fullback. Leave them back there.
Yes.
That's the guy who's like 6'3", 6'4", go up and contest for a header. You have Duke who can stay back. You have Rashid who can stay back. Rashid has the pace to match anyone.
And I'm not sure how would you leave a man like Gaza free at your back post?
Well, it's called suicide. You call that one suicide.
Very fortunate for them that ball didn't fall. The bounce was very much not very much accommodative to him.
Very good work there.
Very sloppy walk by Hodge.
Giving away Spooney. Good initial turn. Give it straight back away, Spooney.
But he took a year and a Sunday to get to the ball.
He's a bit rusty, Spooney. Just a bit rusty. From a roaring Lions man, Spooney. Touch. Throw in.
So, primetime game is going to be Diamond Queens. They will be up against the Gazelles. And Gazelles seem to have strengthened their squad for this evening.
Squad's a lot deeper than it was last time out.
And I'm not sure how much deeper. It looks from here as if they have some new players. Could be wrong, but I'm only seeing 11 there, Doc. Coach may have to take her boot off the rock.
Real estate. 70 minutes, just 17 more. Lymers start to make the Eagle Claw sweat, and for the Diamonds to start bringing a whole lot easier. You don't want to call anything in football, but the Diamonds they really should be between the Predators. It's that Spartans game you look at.
Indeed.
You look at the Spartans game really as a determining factor.
With the likes of the man, Marcus Connor in tremendous form.
Entire side will be back. Marcus will be there. Nutsy will played 12 games since he's come to Spartans. In 12 games, Nutsy has 22 goals. You don't talk about him when you talk about the best strikers in the league, but Nutsy Benjamin is a lethal finisher.
He is. He's very fast. He can outrun almost every defense in the league. The only problem that he has is to stay on side.
He's a bit too fast for his own good sometimes, Nutsy. This is not played in and special. It's just enough.
Oh, that's a foul. That's a foul. That must be a foul. Oh.
Quickly.
But why? But why? Why?
Liddy is incredulous. Grant can't believe it either. It's their free kick. They want to take it quickly. There's no need really to go and count the steps every single time. If the team didn't really want the 10 yards, they didn't need it. Referees call this final.
I saw a game some years back. Was when Barca received that jamming. It was some 8-0. And I saw a corner that was taken. Oh, Grant. Oh.
Against Liverpool was with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Took it quickly and Divock Origi.
Even before they could get in place, the ball was in the back of the net. And it was allowed.
Indeed, there wasn't much they could do. They took the corner quickly. As the commentator said, one of the best calls I've heard from a commentator. Corner taken quickly, exactly as it happened. Trent Alexander-Arnold thinking on his feet. Even in this league, it was maybe 3 years ago when the Spartans took on the Lymers. When Kamal Harding and Andre Thomas George came up with a strategy. And they took one quickly. Harding laid it off, and Thomas just placed it up in the post snap.
Yes.
There was nothing anyone could do. They wanted the game to be played quickly. They took it quickly. You have to be ready. But they did. I think it was Ross was refereeing that game, and then alerted Ross from previously. They're going to take this one quickly. No need. If the team, a free kick is supposed to be because a new advantage was stuck.
Exactly.
So if you want to continue the play because you see an advantage, that's your prerogative, in my opinion. If it doesn't work for you, then
It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You didn't want the 10 yards. You just didn't want it.
that's your fault. Nothing much you can do about that. Smooth high.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Kiroy Reed, what did you do?
He's giving Lymers a break. That's what he's done because it's a foot race.
Oh! Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! It is going to go in the.
Referee has pulled it back for a foul, I believe. When Mason and Gomez ran into each other, the referee.
What is the foul? What is the foul? The foul is against Lymers.
Randy Gomez and Hassan Mason.
What is the foul? A goalkeeper is a protective species. They're endangered species. There was absolutely no foul there. Mason and the goalkeeper got in each other's way. Jan Romney saw an advantage, took the advantage, and it was not allowed by the referee. Oh my. Maybe the referee saw something that we didn't see. Call the game as this. Our eyes are probably just bad. Probably need to just to put on.
Mine are bad.
I just,
Yours, I don't think yours are bad.
I just need to put on my glasses. But they're not going to help me. Oh, they're not going to help me. Doc.
3 goals to nil. 3 goals to nil. Attacker season slowly but surely drifting away from them.
12 minutes plus any time added.
3 goals.
Very possible. I saw Tanisha Willett in an inter-house game at the Aurelia Kelly playing field late last year. Scored some 5 goals in 12 minutes.
Tanisha Willett against any sort of competition, you can see the color house is unfair. She came to primary school league and she set the record. She came to high school league and she set the record. Tanisha Willett in anything but the female football league is unfair. And now in the female football league, she's unfair as well.
Wow.
Leading goal scorer.
This is outdone deal for Reed. It looks very much like tonight. Yes, doesn't look good.
A good game has been marred by injuries.
Yes, has to be aided off the field by his teammates.
One team loses their best midfielder, the other loses their best midfielder. Football's a game of parity.
Oh my. Just too much injuries. Just too much injuries.
I don't want to rag on anyone. I'm not throwing the blame on anyone. I'm not casting any sort of disrespect on anyone's name. But I think at some point you have to look at the field. I was down there yesterday, and it was barely conducive to playing football. A lot of divots, a lot of holes. You plant your foot wrong, you will slide. Similar, it's similar to how the man Defari Francis sprained his ankle over there. Planted his foot in the wrong place. Jarvis Jones nearly sprained his ankle yesterday. Planting his foot in the wrong place. That's a good challenge. At some point, you have to address the conditions that you're playing in. It has gotten better. You can't say it hasn't gotten better because when it rained here, there was a pool that would form right near this near side corner flag. There was a pool of water that would form right there, and you had to play through the pool. So it's gotten better, but there is still some work to do. As here's Amoni Gums. And well, I think Gums is aiming for the white car behind rather than the goal.
Well, there's going to be a substitution. It's going to be Lymers, who is going to be taken out. And who? And that is Grant. Grant leaves the field. And that is for Lloyd. Yes, Ken Lloyd. We are yet to see a replacement for Kiroy Reed. And it looks like it's going to be Finley. He's making some movements now. So it seems to be Finley who will be taking over from Reed.
Former Salsa Ballers, man. And Salsa Ballers resurgence from the pretty good partnership with the man now with Charles.
And it looks like a triple substitution, Doc.
Well, you have the guys. Why not use them? You need to change something. Because it has not worked today at all. Special. Doesn't feel up well. Touch. Going to the Lymers.
Doc, Diamond FC must be sitting and licking their tongue at this time. Oh, they're licking their lips. With 7 minutes plus time added to play, the attackers are 3 goals in deficit. And with the Diamond FC playing tomorrow, they will be taking on the Western Predators. And has just the Spartans to take on. Well, the combination of Reeds has left the field. Yes. No, 28.
Tackle as well there by Rashim. Only for the moment, as it's not quite dealt with. Ball hits the referee. And now stops play because the player is down.
Not seeing that number 28 on our sheet at all.
Is it the man in Daryl Hughes? Could be the man Daryl Hughes. Tash is maybe as well to the field.
Tash, yes, both Tash and Finley.
Tash is a switch, maybe Daryl Hughes was the other substitute.
It's number 20 and not 28. Number 20.
That would be Sinclair.
Yes.
It's Tash Sinclair, I believe.
Tash Sinclair. That's the man.
It's Tash Sinclair, the number 20. Well, first time in a long time, the attackers have a deep bench.
Well, and they needed it tonight.
It hasn't worked. Lymers FC.
And the man down is Tashim. Rashim remains on, receiving some medical attention.
Lymers found the gear. The attackers couldn't shift up. They stuck where they were. They were caught sleeping. Within 10 minutes, they had been completely blindsided. It was 2-0 before they knew it. And they have been able to get out to first. And Gaza, who has been so prolific as of recently,
Well,
has been a complete
Joseph.
non-factor.
Well, it was Joseph who was down, not Rashim. Rashim is on the field. It's Joseph who is up now and has to leave the field.
Sinclair. Seems to be a tidy player, Sinclair. First time ever seeing him. He's a very tidy player, Tash Sinclair. Not much about him at all.
Seemed to be very speedy as well.
Very energetic young man.
It's going to be a corner.
Mason doing the defending.
And so they can eat as much time out of this game to ensure that scoreline certainly can't change much, Doc. But we have seen strange things. We saw from 1-0 down in the 91st minute of play, where the clock came to lose 2-1. So we have seen very strange things happen right here before our eyes at the Raymond Igisha Technical Center. Ball served in. Oh, that's a poor one. Ball going behind. We are into the 88th minute of play. 88th minute of play.
1. Well, 2 minutes actually. 2 minutes left for the attackers.
You
Not
think you're
looking
going to say about
likely.
5 minutes added? Doc?
Millie, I don't want to speak about added time anymore. I'm tired of added time. I don't want to see added time. Don't want to hear about added time. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that whatever flashes on the board, and whenever the referee blows the whistle, that's when the game ends.
You see what I was speaking about? You see how fast the attackers want to restart play now, and they were wasting time in the first half.
I don't know if they're wasting time. They're just slow, the attackers. They're not the fastest team at all. They're coming up against speed. That is speed. Look at how morning comes. Woo, that boy has track speed.
I tell you what, had he gotten through there, it would have been
Oh, well,
something.
Danny spills it. But the defender so composed his brother Damian Bailey.
Oh, that's a handball.
Indeed it is. Samuel takes it quickly, looking and finding Jan Romney. Jan with an entire defense to beat.
That's not Jan.
Well, he's getting past there. He's doing brilliant work here. But Hassan Mason
But
stepping in.
he was held up like a prisoner on the police.
Well, that's given away by Special. His distribution has not been too good at all. The man in Special. Giving away the ball a fair few times. Here's Liddy. But guys are back playing some defense now. First he's played some defense for the game.
Well, I've seen him up there before. And here is Lady. Changes it. Ammonia gums. We have had 90 minutes. Clock goes up 3 minutes.
Uh,
3 minutes of added time.
Supposed to be 3 minutes of added time.
Prime time game.
Liddy drives one. Good save by Gomez.
That was heading between those sticks.
Gomez, he's been battling injury all game. That's a good save. Oh, I haven't called this game over for about, well, since the third goal scored, really. The attackers have not done justice to themselves at all. It has. I'll go back to one of the earliest phrases I used when I first started commentating. It was poor. It was really poor from the attackers here today.
Doc, you were chastised for using that word.
I was, but there's nothing else you can use to describe it with your entire season on the line. This is the easiest of the 3 games you have left to play. You can't come out and lie down for a team that really didn't have too much to play for outside of the fact that they want to get 5th place in the Champions League. You are playing for the playoff to get 3rd and to come out, not just to lose is fine, but to put out such a performance with such quality in your side. 3-0.
Football is not played on paper. It's not about names. It's not about what you would have done in the past. It's on a given day, a given night.
It's not just names, it's a run of form they were on as well. The run of form they were on, they were nearly the best team. They were the 2nd best team in the league. This is not just on a recent form. This is form going back to the end of round 1. So to come out like this, not even put a goal on the Lymers and to concede 3. That's 3 without Amonigum scoring. Well, that doesn't bode well for you come playoff time.
The ref says that is that, Doc.
3-0, the final score. Lymers FC coming away with a surprising scoreline, not in terms of the winner, but the margin of victory, the difference between the two sides here today. Lymers completely played attackers off the park in every facet of the game and deservedly come out 3-0 winners.
And the player of the game goes to none other than the man, Sidu Bradshaw.
Deservedly so as well. Deservedly so.
We're gonna close things off here just for a bit and take a break for just a few. And then when we come back, it is gonna be live action. We say thanks again for those who joined us. For those who will be staying with us, we will be right back in just a few to continue commentaries. It's the nightcap game. Yes, it is a primetime game. Diamond Queens, they're up against the Gazelles. See you in just a bit.